Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, everybody. How are we doing? How are we? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for kicking off the contribution in such a wonderful way. Thank you, Steve. Said, what is it? What it is, good sister, it's all good. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But thank you so much, Steve. So Lorenzo asked who the ladies on the thumbnails are. One of the first one is Natalie Nunn. The one in the middle is Mona Scott Young. And the one on the end is Jocelyn Hernandez. I was going to talk about that as the part 2 on Friday because that's ridiculous as well. We are going to just, y'all already know. I mean, as soon as you turn stuff on, as soon as you turn stuff on, as soon as it gets turned on, I listen. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. It's just the bad conduct, the stuff that Black women like to support. You get online, you make a fool out of yourself. You don't want nobody to talk about it. You don't want nobody to address it. And then you want men or somebody, anybody, to come and to correct your bad image for you, the one that you purposely made up, the one that you purposely messed up. I'm just getting together just a few simple examples because I got a couple of things saved. It just be the foolishness. I'm gonna get right with y'all in a minute. There are so many examples, and I'm only really gonna post a few. I'm not even gonna post a whole lot. But there's some stuff I saved a long time ago. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate you. There was one in particular. There was one thing in particular that I wanted to point out. It's old, so I gotta dig in the crates. I'm gonna be right with y'all. I found it earlier. I should have just left it tagged up there. I'm not gonna spend too much time. I know I got it too. It's gonna make me mad. Arr, I didn't think it was this far back. I should have known. This might be enough. This might be enough. I found quite a few examples. Thank you so much. Hey, how you doing? E305 says salute to the lovely Crimson. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. G. So, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for, I don't know if I played. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But we're going to we're going to speedball through. We don't even need the audio. This is Lil Baby, the rapper, one of his baby mamas or whoever. This is her son coming to stop her from making a fool out of herself. Demonstration number 2. In a store. Over maybe a messed up order. Whatever the case may have been. She's running around trashing the store over whatever the misunderstanding was, whatever the issue was, whatever it was. We're talking about being like in a convenience store and getting mad, trashing it, whatever. This right here is constantly. Now, this is Lamar Odom was in a barbershop, and I don't know if this is just what they do in the barbershop. I don't know why this is relevant in the barbershop, but this is what's happening. This is what's happening, like a strip club. Like this is the image. This the image. This is y'all image. This is the image that you put out, that you allow, you either filming it yourself or you allowing it to be filmed. Then prostitute price lists. The minimum that a man should send for breakfast, lunch, gas, brunch, dinner, nails, makeup, outfit, wig, and install, $40 is never acceptable in life. Prostitute lists. hoeing list. Okay. And then it's this foolishment, this kind of foolishment. Erica Banks speaks on the possibility of going for a third round of BBL and admits she wants the biggest A in the world. Whose fault is that? Out of those examples that I just showed y'all, ladies, whose fault is that? Which one of them women had a gun in their head make them act a fool? Where was the systemic institutional oppression that made Black women do that? Where is that at? In which one of those videos did these women appear to be forced? Did these women appear to be coerced? Did these women appear to be under some type of duress where they felt that there was no other option but to either record themselves or allow themselves to be recorded? We're going to find there was a particular example, and there's a reason why those women are on my thumbnail. I'm going to show you a couple more things. This is what I was looking for. This is Natalie Nunn. What she talking about is unimportant. But Natalie Nunn is still clout chasing on the internet. Why am I bringing her up? As an individual to us, she's irrelevant. She's irrelevant. She don't have no impact on my life or y'all's lives, but she do got impact on young women's lives. She got her comeuppance from the Bad Girls Club. She's almost 40 years old. Technically, she's married. I don't know who this man is. This recording was from maybe a few months ago, and she's being accused of cheating on her husband and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Just so you understand that that's who that is in my thumbnail. Okay. There are constant clips that I run into almost daily of her, Jocelyn, and all them chicks fighting. Old chicks fighting. Tommy Lee is in it. Tommy Lee, she in it too. Because Tommy Lee is not young. Think Tommy Lee is like kicking 40, or she might be 40. Now, if you are not familiar with any of these so-called people, then that's probably good. Tommy Lee, like I thought, Tommy Lee is like 40. Most people know who Tommy Lee is. If you watched Kevin, he interviewed her at one point. Okay. She got all kind of trauma. She constantly somewhere arguing, somewhere fighting, somewhere drinking. Why am I talking about all this? What does this have to do with anything, Crimson? What does it have to do? Because the aspect that I'm talking about today is the support that Black women collectively gave these social media, and prior to social media being what it is, the reality TV machine. Black women lent all of their support, all of it, to that. All of their support went to that. The woman in the middle of my thumbnail is Mona Scott Young. Mona Scott Young has been the executive producer over at VH1 for a very long time. And she has been the one behind the scenes. The whole time Basketball Wives aired, the whole time that Love and Hip Hop aired, and all of the reality shows that appear on VH1. Mona Scott Young was heavily behind it as a producer. Made a whole lot of money off of the bad image of Black women. Smiling and grinning and skinning. And these are Black women that's not just American Black, because Mona Scott Young is not American Black. So we got participants from all over the diaspora. We got Caribbean women. We got Dominican women. American Black women. All participatory in the downgrade and the downfall of the Black female image. Now be aware that just because women across the diaspora have been involved, you know who's gonna take the brunt of the bad image? You know who's gonna take the brunt of the bad image? American Black women. Because nobody's going to make the distinction and say, oh, it's Caribbean women, or it's West Indian women, or it's Haitian women, or it's African women, or it's Ghanaian women, or nobody's going to make that distinction. Nobody's going to make that distinction. Know who got to carry the L? American Black women got to carry it. Nobody going to make that distinction. All they see is melanated women acting a fool, and you automatically going to be a negress is what you're going to be. An American one, specifically. We should have been absent and in protest of that imagery. But too many hyenas thought it was cute. Too many hyenas thought it was cute to argue and to fight and to have this to be our representative. This behavior to be representative of who we are as a group of women. Thought it was cute to be somewhere trying to be either the wife of or the side chick of some rich man. Like that was an aspiration. See, that foolishness about wanting a man that got this amount of money and that amount of money, that comes from all that love and hip hop and basketball wife stuff. That's where that comes from. The idea that women is supposed to have men that's rich, making millions of dollars and all that kind of stuff, and he got to spend it on her, and she got to be driving a Benz and a BMW and a Rolls Royce and a this and a that, and he got to spend money so she can shop and so she can have a walk-in closet and all that. All that stuff came out of reality television that ironically warped the reality of the thinking of Black women. Now, that because they started emulating them, started trying to emulate the style, and worse, started trying to emulate the behavior of these women. Talking crazy to your man. And he just got to simp and buy stuff. You want to go on a trip every 2-3 months because you done watched a reality show that was filmed over however long amount of time. And so every couple of episodes, they going on a trip to Cancun, and they going on a trip to Bora Bora, and they going on a trip to, all these exotic places that you cannot afford to go. And when these shows first started airing, I was sitting back because I'm a housewife at that time. So I'm like, I'll watch me a little show, laugh at this. It was funny to me. Little did I really realize that women that were my age could not distinguish television from reality. I didn't know that folks was that stupid, that they would not be able to look at a reality show and leave it on TV. Till I started thinking about it. Why am I watching this show? Yeah, okay, sometimes it could be funny. Now, I'm not really taking it seriously. I mean, it was like watching soap operas to me. But then I recognized that other women was taking it kind of serious. Like they started emulating it. And then that's what made me take a step back from it. Like I wasn't emulating it, but what it made me think about was, what is the underlying persuasion? What's the message here? Because this is going to have further reaching effects than just some entertainment and you watch it and then you turn it off and you go ahead on about your business. Because that's what I was doing. For those of you who was in tune with it when it first came out, the ladies, is that what y'all thought too? Am I by myself? Am I tripping? Or is that how most? Because I'm a housewife. I ain't got nothing else to do. Yeah, it's only so much cooking and cleaning. I had no kids to raise. The kids I was raising was gone. So I'm chilling. Oh, there's a little show on. Let me check this show out. Oh, you know, Kiki. Okay, so I'm turning it off. After it's done, it's done. I ain't thought no more about it. But then after a while, I started noticing how people was really absorbing it. I'm like, no, this is not right. I didn't know grown women wasn't gonna be able to tell the difference. It was, you know, like my mama used to call soap operas. She never called them soap operas. She called them stories. When I was young, my mama used to watch soap operas, you know, One Life to Live, and she never watched General Hospital. All My Children was my mama's favorite. All My Children and One Life to Live. You couldn't peel her away from All My Children and One Life to Live. She didn't really like The Young and the Restless. She didn't really like General Hospital and all that. She liked them too. So my mom used to call them the stories. So this was like my version of the stories. That's how I thought everybody was taking it. These just the stories. No, I was very wrong about that. I was very much wrong about that. I was very wrong about that. They was not just the stories. Yes. I realized that the younger women was really taking it in. I said, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Because they really thought that them women was really doing all that stuff and that was really their everyday life. I'm like, they don't think this is scripted. They think that since these women are gonna be perceived as successful, these women are perceived as beautiful. These women are perceived as successful because they was able to get men who had money. And so any behavior that was associated or distributed or perpetuated by these women would be taken as behavior that needed to be emulated in order to be like those women. So if you act the way they act, if you use the words they used, if you dress how they dress, if you put the wig on and the clothes on and the shoes on and and you had the behavior and you had the vernacular, you too could be a side chick to a basketball player. You too. And even if you couldn't get next to the guy with the money and the baller, you would be, what they figured out was, you could be invited to the actual show itself, and then you could make money that way. Which is where all the offshoot shows came from. That's why the cast would turn over. We get a new lady, couple of new ladies this season, blah, 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 blah. Because the women said, if I can put on the costume. If I can perpetrate this particular kind of image, then maybe I can be invited to be on one of these shows. And they realized that if I act ratchet enough, I'll be invited back for different seasons. So if I can become known as either the rowdy one, the rowdy chick, the one that's down to fight and argue, I keep up the most drama on the show. They called it having a storyline. So I got to be able to be the one that keep up a lot of drama. I got to be able to one quick to argue, or I got to be the party girl, or I got to have something going on where the production and all that kind of stuff, the focus would be on me. And then after so many seasons of these shows, and then it would be the reunion shows, and you mishmash the clips together and you put it all together, then the chicks wanted to be mad that and talking about they just editing. It's editing to make you think that I'm this way or that way, but really I'm not this way. Whether the news flash is that the camera can't capture what you didn't do. The cameramen, they can't capture what you didn't do. They can't edit in or out stuff that wasn't captured on camera that you did if you didn't do it. See how that worked? So it was cute to either be the whore or the drama queen, the fighter. So when Love and Hip Hop first came out, everybody thought, it was exciting and entertainment the way Chrissy would turn up. Not thinking about the fact that even then Chrissy was too old to be doing that. Too old to be laying hands on Kim Bella. Remember that? Too old to be arguing with Yandy. Too old for that. Or you got to be the chick that's constantly getting passed around the guys on the cast. You came into the show as such and such a side chick. So now the big drama is going to be when his woman see you at the party and realize you the side chick. Are we seeing this foolishness that I'm talking about? Whose fault is all of this? Now, you know what? Let me go to a commercial break and then we'll get to the new version of this. But after these messages, we'll be right back because we need a moisturization break. If you're trying to make sure that your skin is looking smooth and moisturized and beautiful and radiant and smelling awesome, you need to be going to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Go to ashkicking.com, pick up all of your personal care needs, your moisturizers for your body, hair, and face. And they even have incense and things like that to keep your home smelling nice. It's a wonderful, wonderful company. Their products are extremely well crafted, great, wonderful quality. The people who have already made their purchases can vouch for it, even in the chat. If you're on the fence, please don't be on the fence. Go right now to ashkicking.com. And if this is going to be your first order, take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to, So go ahead. Let me take a look at these super chats. Thank you, Miss Celine. Said rich people aren't jet setting 24/7. Exactly. And thank you once again. So the women on those reality shows are new money. They can make $1 million, but they don't know how to invest in it properly, precisely. Thank you, Frederick. So reality TV shows plus female rappers like City Girls and Tyler Perry movies all fuel the delusion. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And thank you, Ramel, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Go ahead and hit the like button and go ahead and hit the membership button as well. Okay? Hit the membership button, hit the like button. This helps the channel get into the algorithm and all of that good stuff. So now, the new VH1 is the Zeus network. The new VH1 is the Zeus network because now VH1 is trying to, they still have those shows or whatever, but you know, they be trying to branch off into other shows and not be so hyper focused on the reality shows. Zeus is a relatively new network. I don't know who their parent network is. You know, that'd be interesting. I'm trying to see if Zeus Network has a parent network. It's interesting. So I'm not seeing that it has a parent network. However, it is owned and operated by Lemuel Plummer. He's the founder and the CEO. His work in the past was as VP of Development and Production for BET, VP of East Coast Production for MTV. So he watched these networks grab a whole bag. This is a black man, by the way. Grab a whole bag from some of the things that he saw these other channels and networks come up on. So these networks came up on the what? The toxicity of black women, the toxic black female image. So he knew how to make his network grow. He knew that all you got to do is give these chicks a platform. to be ratchet, and they'll come in droves to come be ratchet on screen. And they'll do it for a bag, and you ain't got to coerce them too much. You ain't got to really coerce them. All he had to do was put it out there that that's what's going on. Hey, I got a network. I want to have these type of shows on the network. And women was going to show up and show out on those shows. Because here's the thing. He could have put that out there all he wanted to. If black women cared about their image, if black women cared about their collective appearance value image, them little casting call shows, them little casting auditions would have been crickets. It would have been so few women to show up. And the ones that showed up, they wouldn't have wanted to put them on. It should have been so few females. He should never have been able to get his network off the ground with that content. He would have had to come up with another scheme to get his network up, some other content that he wanted to put on his network in order to make it pop. But he knew from watching VH1, from working at BET, from working at MTV, this is the lick right here. If you tell black women that they'll be able to go somewhere and twerk and act a fool and flex on each other with they 30-inch lace wigs and take each other's man and all that old kind of foolishness and fight and care. So he went and got the old dregs from the castaways from the old reality show. So it's Natalie, it's Jocelyn. I seen Mariah Lynn. Mariah Lynn is a little white girl. And some other folks I don't recognize. You know, you got to mix it in, but then you got to give it legitimacy from the old school thoughts, the OG reality thoughts. To give the new show its ratchet stamp, its hyena stamp of approval. So it's got to have the hyena stamp on it. And them chicks come out of the woodwork ready to be on some type of reality show where they can twerk and act a fool. And if they act enough of a fool, they'll be invited to further see future seasons. And see, the more seasons you be on and the more popular that show, the more you start getting paid per episode. So when Love and Hip Hop first started, you know, you only get so much money because it's a new show. But once them seasons start kicking off and they recognize how much support it was going to have, then you got people clamoring to want to be on the show. So now the OGs of the show that made the show something that people wanted to watch was getting the bigger check. Because Cardi B got her start off of the reality show. It became a springboard. You understand? We didn't know Cardi B widespread until she got on one of them. I think it was Love and Hip Hop. I think. Until she got on one of them shows. This was back when her teeth was crooked. And you saw her in the studio trying to write. Then all of a sudden, she popped out. And it was like, oh, that Cardi girl, that's the girl from the show, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to tell you this much. Cardi is who Jocelyn wanted to be. Jocelyn wanted to be Cardi B. She thought that's where she was going to end up going. Didn't work out that way. Ended up a baby mama, one of a long line of baby mamas to Stevie J. And see that was actually the problem, because you couldn't even write for Jocelyn because she ain't even got no delivery. She ain't got no delivery. See what I'm saying? You couldn't even write for her. You couldn't even get her no ghostwriters. And she even had the image. It's going to be a part 2, because today I'm going after the media image of ratchetry and how Black women supported that image, because that whole reality TV run of so many shows, the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of that, even that Married to Medicine show with them Black women was either married to doctors or they were doctors themselves. They couldn't even stay out of all them fights and foolishness. All of that gave rise to the foolishness, the level of foolishness that you see now being espoused on the internet about what kind of money a man needs to make, and she likes to travel. See, that whole mindset, even when you look at the Kendra G and the people that show up on Kendra G's dating platform, when they all saying the same thing, and you wonder, where's the programming? That was the latest programming. That reality TV programming, you can hear it. That's why they think every man's supposed to have X amount of money, and you ain't supposed to have to work when you married. And if he don't make such and such money, then he not worthy. And that's where all that's coming from. That's where that's coming from. That's where that's coming from. Because they are programmed through those television shows and 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 by extension social media, because every other post is about those reality people, or they're about these so-called rappers. Rap is being used as the cover for pushing out the people that don't show up on reality shows. You understand what I mean by that? So like the Sexy Reds and the Saucy Santanas and the this and the that are disguised as internet rappers. They don't rap worth nothing. They put out music and don't nobody care. You understand? But their posts is not surrounded in music. When you see posts of Saucy Santana and posting of Sexy Red and posts Glorilla, it's not necessarily just about their music. It's about all this other foolishness. And then every once again, you will see a post, oh, Megan gonna drop a new album, but don't nobody care. Lotto is premiering new music. Don't nobody care. Erica Banks got a new song out. Don't nobody care. You can't even name the songs that these people have. But I know how big they booties is. For whatever reason, I know the shape and size of their titties. Why should I know that? I can't name you a Lotto song. I can't name you all these chicks that call themselves they make music or they sing or they rap. I can't name you them songs. I can't even name you a Meg Thee Stallion song, honestly. I bootleggerly can name you a Cardi song, a couple of Cardi songs. The last one of that little ratchet crew of chicks that you can even rap her stuff was Nicki. For whatever reason, they don't like Nicki Minaj no more. I don't know why. She y'all ratchet auntie. I don't know why they don't like Nicki no more. Because when I see Nicki post, then I be seeing a lot of chicks going in. Oh, don't nobody like Nicki. Why y'all don't like Nicki? She gave rise to all these other chicks. But at least you could rap a Nicki bar. And I'm not a Nicki fan. I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj. And the problem with these chicks, because folks will say, well, it was ratchet back then too in the 90s, Lil Kim and Foxy Brown. But you know the issue with that. You know why it was never okay for those to be the prototypes of where female rap went. But you know what? We also had Lauryn Hill at that time. We also had her. You understand? So if you didn't want to listen to a Lil Kim, you didn't have to. There was some kind of balance. Now there's none. There's none. There is no other kind of female rapper that is on the popularity caliber of a Cardi or a Megan. They not as popular. Somebody said Rhapsody. I like Rhapsody, but she don't get pushed. Cause I can't name your Rhapsody song either. Ain't no balance at all. So you don't get to see a representation of a woman that can actually rap, that is pushed just as hard as Glorilla and Sexy Red and all of them. Thank you, Bernard Gohard. Said this ratchet behavior is being encompassed, presented, and taught in unis as an empowering new form of Black feminism called ratchet feminism, one that should be leaned into. Facts. Google it. That is, you know what? I don't doubt you, brother. Thank you, H. Lewis. Said they push us Meg and Cardi, but give their daughters Taylor. I wonder why the trash is good for thy and not for me. Exactly. See, we had Latifah, we had Light. See what I'm saying? We had them women. You could even throw in Missy in the 2000s, because Missy wasn't nowhere twerking. And now we don't have the counterbalance. Yeah, we had Eve. We don't got the counterbalance no more. Nothing to balance out Meg and all of them. Anyway, part 2 is Friday. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you all think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.